Dreamscape presents Jimmy and Fay by Michael Mayo, narrated by Qarie Marshall. Chapter 1. I wanted to say that it started when Fay Wray walked into my speak, but that's not right. It was 2 years before, September 1931, the day we killed Maranzano. It was the middle of a hellishly hot Thursday afternoon. The weather was so bad people were fainting and having heart attacks in the street. It wasn't much cooler inside the Grand Central building, but I can't say that I noticed. Even if you're not going to be the one who pulls the trigger or applies the blade, you pay attention to the important things and block out everything else. You just don't want to screw up in front of the other guys. I went up the west stairwell to the 9th floor, just like I'd done the day before, and walked down the hall past the offices of the Eagle Building Corporation. I carried 2 straw boaters in a brown paper bag, and I had a .38 in the pocket of my suit jacket. I gimped along on my stick, and I timed it so I was outside the door when the guy opened it to go in. About a half a dozen men and a secretary were in the outer office. The door to Maranzano's office was closed, but I knew he was in there. He ran some of the biggest rackets in the city, and had proclaimed himself to be the king of the Italian mob. He thought that having a new office at a swanky address like that, a couple of blocks up from Park Avenue from Grand Central Terminal, gave him some kind of respectability. Other parties didn't see it that way. I'll get to the reasons for what we were doing by and by. I went back down by the east stairwell and out to 46th Street. Red Levine was on the other side of the street. Even at that distance, I could see his freckles. Now, he was in charge of the actual killing. I've been told that there were 4 others involved, but I didn't know all of them. I gave Red a quick high sign. He nodded to the 2 guys with the Chicago hats, and they stepped smartly toward another door. I went back up the east stairway to the 9th floor landing and eased the door open so I could hear when things got interesting. It didn't take long. Red and the other guys were in Maranzano's office by then. They had phony IRS credentials to get past the secretary. My job was to make sure they had a clear way out and to keep an eye out for another individual who was rumored to be involved, that individual being Vincent Mad Dog Call. Word was about that Maranzano had hired Call to kill Charlie Luciano. Meyer Lansky, who was Charlie's friend and mine, wanted to make sure that didn't happen. But I'm getting ahead of myself again, and besides, all these damn names.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?